do this. Hello, everybody. Danobi 2 here with Benjamin. Thank you for joining us once again for another Hot Toys Discuss. In today's show, we are talking about the Hot Toys Hulkbuster. All right, guys. It's been over 6 months since the pre-order for the Hulkbuster was released on Sideshow. And it's been kind of dormant. It's been kind of quiet, and there hasn't been a lot of talk about it. But what's really weird though is that the Hulkbuster hasn't actually gone away. I mean, there's still tons of pre-orders with tons of company. I'm still making my payments on the Hulkbuster. What about you, Benjamin?
No. I'm just being practical. I'm going to say no, I'm not making payments on the Hulkbuster. I was kind of teeter-tottering if I was going to buy it, if I'm not going to buy it, and I'm still kind of in between. I'm not 100% sure yet.
So I'm going to ask you something. When the pre-order was released last year around summertime, were you somewhat excited?
Oh yeah, I was completely excited until I saw the movie, and then after that I was kind of like, I don't know anymore if I'm going to go ahead and go that route. I think that this figure is just, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of size, it's one of those things where you're just not sure if you're going to go and commit because the movie just wasn't that good.
Well, here's the thing with me. The movie was okay. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because I do love Avengers and I do love Iron Man. But I will confess that my desire for the Hulkbuster as the months go by is starting to diminish and diminish. I still want it though because I know it's going to be cool. I know it's going to be badass, Benjamin.
It's going to be badass. This thing's going to be really cool. It's got 18 separate lights. It's got foot articulation. Armored legs, it's beefy, it's going to be a cool figure to have. Definitely something when somebody looks at your collection, even if they don't know about Hot Toys or collectibles, when they see that, they're going to know, hey, that's something cool, for sure.
My big fear with the Hot Toys Hulkbuster is that when it finally comes out, which is probably going to be around the second quarter of this year, probably around March or April, might even be a little bit later, is that fans might not be ready for it. What I mean by that is, it's at $825.
Yeah, who's ready for that price tag?
$825.
Here, take my $1,000. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing. There's other stuff. I mean, there's since the pre-order was announced for the Hulkbuster, there's been tons of other pre-orders that have been announced. So what happens in the
Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars is hot right now.
Star Wars is
Star Wars is hot stuff right now. So what tends to happen is people tend to kind of shuffle pre-orders back and forth and play the juggling game.
Not only that, but there's a ton of Hulkbuster figures out there. I mean, there's just a lot of different types of figures that you
can. It's out of control how many companies out there are trying to still capitalize on the actual character of the Hulkbuster. You have SH Figuarts, Medicom,
Hot Toys, obviously.
You got Hot Toys,
Kotobukiya. What's that one where it's like super huge, it's like 2 feet tall, and you can plug your phone into it?
That is the 1/4 scale King Arts, and to me that's jumping the shark. That's too much.
That is a whole lot of Hulkbuster.
That's just way too much.
But not only that, I mean, I don't really understand the whole charge your phone with your statue thing.
It's overkill and it's completely jumping the shark.
You could actually get a USB blender and maybe think of it. Yeah. You can make your own drinks or something like that while you're going on. You got your statue, just like, here comes my margarita. 2G right there.
Now King Arts is making a competitive version, which is the 1/9 scale, and that is retailing here in the U.S. Pre-orders through Big Bad Toy Store for $650. So that is the semi. Now that one measures 16 inches versus the Hot Toys one is 21
inches.
Yeah.
My thing is that the Hulkbuster, I don't really care who you buy it from. It seems like it's just a lot of money. I mean, even at $600, $700, $500, $400, it's a lot of money for a figure. So I go back to, I don't really like the movie, the Hulkbuster in the movie. I'm a big Hulk fan, and for Iron Man to beat the Hulk just, doesn't work for me. So I just kind of look at it like, am I really going to invest this amount of money to go ahead and buy this figure that I'm not really in love with, and I don't see it for me.
Now, I did notice when the pre-order came out last year for the Hulkbuster, there was a lot of haters on board. I mean, online and on forums. A lot of collectors complaining it's just too much, it's overkill, and so forth. I think the reverse is what's going to happen. I think when Hot Toys finally releases this product and the photos start coming out and the final, I think it's going to change a lot of collectors' minds.
I think that you're still run into $830 plus shipping. That thing's going to be huge, so it's going to be at least $100 to ship. Plus, if you live in California, you're going to have to pay taxes for that. So you're looking at almost $1,000 now. Look, we're talking about figures, and sometimes we talk about $250 figures, sometimes we talk about $300 figures, and that's a lot of money. Now we're talking about 800 and what is it, $30?
It's $825.
$825,
and there is sales tax. You do have
plus
to pay
your
for
sales
it.
tax and your shipping.
And shipping is through Sideshow, through most states. It's $50.
That's
if you want
a
to be
chunk of change, man. I mean, you got to really love the Hulkbuster. I mean, you got to be like, I'm the Hulkbuster. I love it. I have to have it. I'm salivating. And if that's what you are, then buy this figure. Obviously, the Hot Toys one is the one to go with because, I mean, if you look at the other one, that's $2,000 and it's 1/4 scale.
Well, yeah, the King Arch, which I wouldn't even want to compare it because to me that's just it's out of control. I think a more realistic comparison would be the 1/9 scale version.
If you look at the photos of the half scale, the 1/4 scale Hulkbuster, it's huge. It's ginormous. It's like the size of a small kid. So I mean, if you really want to go that route, then so be it. But I just don't really see, even with the Hot Toys, you're going to have a hard time even trying to go ahead and display it.
It is. That's if there's one thing I've noticed in the Hot Toys collectors community is that the collectors, they love their detops.
Yeah.
So space is
they love their detops.
They love their detops.
Get away from my detop.
And space is going to be an issue with this guy. Yeah. But I think if you're passionate about the character, I think you'll find the space.
Passionate, definitely. Yeah. For me, that's why I kind of, I love the Avengers and I love the idea of the Hulkbuster, but this version in the movie just doesn't do it for me. So for me, it's kind of like I'm teeter-tottering, trying to think, am I really going to go that route?
So what's happened with you, Benjamin, is that the emotional connection has been lost because the film did not live up to what it was supposed to be.
Well, if anybody reads comic books, World War Hulk, you have Planet Hulk, the Hulk itself, he has to be taken down by all of the Marvel characters. You have the Sentry, you have Tony, you have the Hulkbuster. I mean, there's a huge amount that takes to knock the Hulk out so he turns into Bruce Banner. Plain and simple. And for that to happen, I mean, just in the movie, it's the Hulk versus him. He has nobody else there. To me, it just seemed like it was a cop-out. And the only reason why Iron Man beat the Hulk, and this is for Hulk fans, is because everybody loves Iron Man.
I do love
Everybody loves Iron Man. And they want Iron Man to win. Nobody wants to see Iron Man lose, so the Hulk loses.
It's hard for Tony to lose.
Nobody wants to see it, so Hulk loses.
No.
And let's not even talk about Black Widow being Betty. I don't even want to go there with that because that was just sloppy.
I want to reach out to you guys. You guys have to tell me, is the passion for the Hulkbuster still out there? It's been months.
El Passion.
Yeah, I mean because here's the thing, Benjamin. These pre-orders that are still available on Big Bad Toy Store.
I don't think so.
So so you feel like it could.
Oh my God, we've got so much stuff coming out with Civil War.
I don't want it
Batman
to backfire.
versus Superman. Oh. You've got all the Star Wars stuff coming out. I mean, there's a lot of exciting things to see, and then the Hulkbuster comes in, and it's $825 plus everything else, and it's hard to say I'm gonna give up 3 or 4 of my figures for this piece. As collectors, you have to pick and choose, and I think this is one of those that is just so expensive, and it's one of those you have to be really passionate about, that it's kind of easy to say I'm gonna let that one go. You know what I mean? It's not like you're just, it's $200 and it's RoboCop or something like that, or it's,
now,
$250.
Will it help your opinion once the product is released, once you finally see the final version. When it comes to Iron Man, Hot Toys actually does a good job.
They do a good job.
They really,
That's why
really
they're still
do a good
around.
job.
That's why they're still around. If they did a crappy job, they would be gone. But I think really what it really comes down to, like you said, is if you see it in hand and you're awe-inspired by it, like just like, whoa, you gaze upon it and you're like, I have to have this, because you have to see it in hand. I think that, there's a lot of speculation of how big the figure is. He's so huge, he's not going to fit in anything. He's ginormous. He's the size of, me, and he's even bigger than that, and you're going to get him for, $825. That's not true. You have to see the figure in hand and say, look, this is great quality, this is unbelievable, it's the right size, or it's too small, I don't like how it looks, I don't want to spend that type of money. There's always different decisive figures.
Maybe that's why my opinion is a little bit towards the Hulkbuster, because I did see the Hulkbuster. I did see the prototype version.
Yes, you saw it.
I saw it at San Diego Comic-Con last year, and it blew me away. I was like, oh, I want that.
Yeah, you might get it, and I'll be here, and I'll look at it and just start drooling, like, oh, I gotta start saving money again, and then,
But like I said, one other thing, Benjamin. We don't know what the final version is going to be, because at the San Diego Comic-Con we did see Veronica, and a additional accessory, which has not actually been advertised on the official pre-order page through Sideshow.
I just think that nobody was going to pay $300 for Veronica, so they decided just to let it go. I don't know.
And we could also speculate we might get some other accessories. Now we do know that we're getting we are getting a battle damage chest plate. For the Hulkbuster.
There's really no accessories with this thing.
No, but it's funny. What's really good.
You're not going to convince me on that one.
Well, I think and for you guys who are watching out there, you got to help me out here. You have to help me out. He's against the Hulkbuster. I love the Hulkbuster.
To me, it's like.
But I also do know that the community is divided in half on this. There is haters, towards it, and there are the supporters out there.
Well, I think that for me, it's not really hate. I look at it and I go, I don't really need to go this route. For me, it's like, it's just not something that I need to spend, all this money on.
So the movie, just once again, the movie did kill it for you, didn't it?
Oh yeah, the movie sucked.
Yeah,
movie sucked. I mean, come on, dude. I remember my buddy Carlos called me up, and we were so excited to go ahead and see the trailer.
No.
So we're sitting on the phone, we're looking at the trailer, we're like, oh man, oh my god, here it comes. Oh, there's the Hulkbuster. And then I sat there and was like, dude, I already know how the whole movie's gonna go. And I plotted out with him, and we both went back and forth. And a year and some odd months later, the movie came out, and guess what? It was exactly what we talked about. On the phone.
I don't think it's going to be as drastic as the E.T. cartridge filled, landfill.
No, don't start. Don't start with that. No, I think like you're right. I think there's going to be certain people who saw the film and I think the film is like, the holy grail. But I think one is light years beyond it in story and characters. I mean, it's just for me, it's like that is the definitive how the Avengers should be. 2 just seemed like it was kind of just thrown together real quick. And they had a bad guy named Ultron, and Tony went ahead and, went haywire and made, Ultron and Vision. And at the end of the day, it just kind of felt like it was just, I got done with the movie and I thought, what the hell did I just see? This is not the comic book character.
No, it's not the comic book.
It is not the comic book character.
It is not.
The Avengers is nothing. Nothing about the comic book is in the Avengers other than the actual names and the likenesses of the characters.
You don't have to support this Hot Toys version. There are other more economical versions of the Hulkbuster.
There sure are. The Metacom one. The figure arts.
The figure
you
arts.
You can get the Kotobukiya Hulk versus Hulkbuster. I think it's like $200 for the Hulkbuster.
It's like $269.
Yeah, something like that. And
it's a lot cheaper.
It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. So the point is, there is a lot of
and you can get deals too on eBay with Kotobukiya. So I mean, if you really wanted to represent the Hulk versus Hulkbuster in a diorama scene, get that and save yourself like $600 and call it a day. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, Benjamin, there are Hulkbuster supporters out there.
I have the comic kit. I have the Sideshow Hulkbuster comic kit with the Hulk comic kit, and I have them together. And he's 21 inches tall also. He's a big boy. I mean, he's not ginormous, but he's a big boy. And you know what? To me, that is the Hulk in the comic book form. I don't know.
Look, I'm waiting for the Hulkbuster from Hot Toys.
I know you are.
And it's going
it's
going to be good.
Just make sure you display it with the actual, you can see Iron Man inside of it. That's what I want to see. I want to see the internals of it.
The Mark 43 suit.
Yes.
The Mark 43, yes.
Not the best suit, but it's good.
Guys out there, let me know. Are you excited for the Hulkbuster from Hot Toys, or are you not? Did the movie kill this product for you?
How excited are you guys? I mean, I love reading comments and I love hearing from you guys. And honestly, it's really it's important that we you guys sound off. Tell us what you think, because for me, I kind of look at it like, see you later, Hulkbuster. This guy right here, I gotta have it. So let's hear it. Let's see it.
It's gonna be good. Yeah. It's gonna be good. So
it's gonna be good quality either way you look at it. Hot Toys is making it. It's gonna be a good quality.
It's gonna be a great figure, man.
Is it gonna be worth your money, your hard-earned money, your time?
When you see this Hot Toys Hulkbuster, it's gonna blow you away. It's gonna be a phenomenal figure.
I agree.
It's gonna be phenomenal.
It is.
Let me know what you guys are. I mean, are you guys excited for this Hot Toys Hulkbuster, or are you getting one of the other version from the other studios? I mean, because it's not. I mean, it is a crowded market.
There's like 30,000
Hulkbuster
variants.
It's a crowded market out there.
But don't be too quick, because you might see Hot Toys go ahead and do a color variant on the Hulkbuster.
Oh man.
A black Hulkbuster, a blue Hulkbuster, or a green Hulkbuster. Man, that'd be something. I'd love to do a review on that one.
Like, subscribe, leave your comments below. Hulkbuster, it's coming really soon, guys.